Welcome to Game 6, match point again. NaNiwa bringing the series to an early 3-1 after the first 4 games, with ThorZaIN refusing to quit, bringing it to 3-2, and now we are on Game 6. mouz.ThorZaIN in the bottom left as the blue Terran, in the top right, Dignitas.NaNiwa as the red Protoss. The map is Crossfire, lots of thin alleyways where you'd think those Colossus would be so useful, but in fact, given the fact that they are those giant gaps, those cliffs, instead of little corners that you can walk up and down, makes actually controlling Colossus a little bit of a nightmare on this map. I would much favor tank play over those annoying little Colossi.
And I saw in the chat a lot of analysis going on in the pregame, a lot of people predicting Proxy 2 Gate, as it is a 2-player map. NaNiwa has shown that he doesn't fear dropping those proxy gates and trying to stream in those zealots, but with a lot of money on the line, looks like he's going to play very standard now. Chrono boosting and queuing up a lot of probes. Could see a very quick, fast expansion, or a quick, fast expansion, double quick, fast expansion, or he may be going just 13 gateway, which he is.
He's either going triple Nexus before gate, or he's just going to build... Okay, he's building a gate. Cool. We do now see Dignitas.NaNiwa continuing to chrono boost out Dem Probies, and there the 14 assimilator does go down, and continuing to build that 15th probe right on schedule. We see ThorZaIN again with this very fantastic little barracks placement where he is just cornering himself behind that Vespene Geyser so that he can easily defend against any early zealot pressure. And still, we see the Swedes performing lots of pre-safety moves, moving that SCV all around the edges of his base just to make sure there's no hidden gateways, as really we've seen NaNiwa is capable of anything in this match.
You know, I'm just thinking through it. I'm wondering if NaNiwa is going to go back to what worked. He's opening very standard thus far, now going to hide his cybernetic score just a little bit. I'm wondering if he's going to go back to that one gate expansion into very quick Colossi and try to use that extended thermal lance to break any sort of quick ThorZaIN tank rush. We can see the gas still being mined for ThorZaIN. He's now lifting up that barracks, gonna move it to just a position where it doesn't block his gas, as that's a little bit more favorable playing without self-imposed handicaps. I always like to not handicap myself when I'm playing for $15,000, and it looks like ThorZaIN agrees with that sentiment. Now gonna get the reactor on, so we've seen him open up with a lot of very, very strong timings with that reactored Marine opening into either tanks or tank Banshee.
I'm real interested to see how he is going to play out a 2 barracks game, because if we do see some sort of early expand from NaNiwa, could be a little bit vulnerable if he's not careful. And look at this, a Stargate. We have yet to see NaNiwa do one of his classic Stargate openings, but we're really seeing the breadth of strategy that NaNiwa has prepared for this match. Early expands, 4 warp gates, Blink Stalker play. Now we see a Stargate popping out. We've seen incredible upgrade micro canceling and re-upgrading, and it looks like ThorZaIN is going to be the one going for a little bit of the standard style. Will likely just be going for a very fast command center. And this opening, I actually love this very opening ThorZaIN's doing against any sort of fast Stargate play.
And you know, ThorZaIN did NaNiwa a huge favor here. The Stalker was not out, but ThorZaIN thought he had spotted everything, bringing that SCV back before the Stalker was actually out, and the Stalker had a long ways to go. Had he just gone in, he could have delayed this, and actually Phoenix coming out, so it's not going to be a Void Ray.
Wow.
Phoenix out first. I really expected this would be a Void Ray opening with just one gateway up thus far. Let's see how NaNiwa transitions out of this. ThorZaIN, very quick expansion, got the Marauder and 3 Marines joining him, 4th Marine coming down. Very safe against any sort of early gateway aggression, but this Phoenix is going to really put ThorZaIN, really switch up what he had planned. He's going to have to make some subtle adjustments to deal with this.
Wow, I am excited to see what NaNiwa has in store, because it's pretty obvious that a Phoenix is going to be great against any sort of fast factory opening. You can easily lift the tanks, you can easily shut down Blue Flame Hellion drops by lifting the Blue Flame Hellions or just killing off the medevac outright. Banshee harass gets negated, especially when you scout this quickly. All sorts of things get shut down, but this suddenly is very awkward to deal with. We're seeing NaNiwa lift that SCV to try to delay that expansion command center just a touch, but he only has 1 lift remaining among the 2 Phoenixes, so that does mean that can't quite continue to be aggressive, but we see yet more Phoenixes getting produced, a 2nd gateway going down for NaNiwa as well.
And just baiting the Marines back out so that he can fly over to the natural, delay the command center. NaNiwa's follow-up is a 2nd gateway, and it looks like he's not expanding behind this, continuing to make a lot of Phoenixes, now has 4 Phoenixes out Fourth one going to be joining, or actually, did he cancel it? He's only got 3. Stargate idle now. I'm going to expect to see him take an expansion at this point. Thought he would have continued, but going to fly into the Marines, eat some shield damage, but no big deal as he retreats out and really punishing ThorZaIN for not being able to defend that building SCV, delaying the expansion as much as possible. But ThorZaIN has got it up. How is he going to transition out of this? Getting a 3rd barracks thus far.
Is he getting stim? Indeed he is. It is at 40 seconds complete, so he's going to have another 130 to go. We see NaNiwa now adding on a 3rd and 4th gateway. And an interesting fact that happens, by getting these early Phoenixes, you have complete vision of your opponent's base, even if you can't do any damage. So you can maybe pick off an SCV here or there, but you suddenly know that you don't need to get an observatory, or that you don't need to get any extra special defense at this point in time. So we are seeing some turrets get constructed by ThorZaIN. Very cool play by ThorZaIN.
And actually, NaNiwa snipes a mule there, just running in, sniping it out. And these Phoenixes also give you complete map control, because although they may not be able to deal with the units that are outright moving out, the Terran player knows if he moves out and he doesn't have turrets, he's sacrificing 3 to 5 SCVs that are just going to be lifted up by the Phoenixes and sniped to their death. Now, death. Now he's got the 6 gateways going up, going to be finishing there, the 5th one, 6th one on the way, and transitioning into just a lot of gateway units. A little bit of a supply block action for NaNiwa. He's going to take care of that in the form of 2 pylons. ThorZaIN transitioning now into a factory. He's gotten his 3 barracks up, 1 with reactor, 1 with tech lab, dropping a 2nd bunker so he doesn't die to any sort of quick timing attack here. Looking at ThorZaIN's vision, he does know the natural expansion is up, so he did manage to sneak an SCV out to see that, and that's going to be huge information for him. NaNiwa continuing to be annoying with the Phoenixes, but there's going to come a point where it's just too much, and he's not able to hold back ThorZaIN anymore with these Phoenixes.
I'm trying to keep as close an eye as I can on that probe count for NaNiwa, because we do see 6 gateways up right now. NaNiwa might try to go for a 6 warp gate. Huge push. We see that 1 pylon at the right. If ThorZaIN has blood in his senses, he will know that he needs to build a lot more bunkers to be able to defend. And there's the stim to pick off 1 Phoenix, and then he accidentally leaves those Marines still, so he was not able to pick off a 2nd, even potentially a 3rd. We see ThorZaIN now getting that reactor up, building a supply depot at the front, and oh my gosh, NaNiwa might be going for the win right here. Has 800 minerals saved up for a giant swell of stalkers on that right side.
And this is a really bad timing for ThorZaIN. He's got the reactor going on his factory, so he's not going to have the unit producing structures that he needs. He's only got the 3 barracks, as NaNiwa is bringing a lot of units forward. We're going to see the disparity in supplies go up pretty quickly here, 82 versus 79. And the thing that's scary to me is the sentries with a ton of force fields available to them. I don't know if ThorZaIN's going to be able to hold this day.
It's going to be really close. The +1 attack is not quite yet done. NaNiwa knows that he's going to get more and more of an edge if he just waits a few more seconds to get a handful more units, but will there be extra bunkers built in time? Uh-oh. ThorZaIN pulling a lot of units back into the main. He can get his ramp force fielded, and it looks like the Phoenix is doing a great job of pulling, and here's the huge push. ThorZaIN does have stim, but hasn't quite yet noticed. He's not paying attention, and there's the stim, but the Marauders did not get stim there. The Marauders finally do get a stim upgrade going down, and NaNiwa is starting to break through the front, but no, it looks like ThorZaIN pulling those SCVs off right in time. ThorZaIN having an incredibly wide arc. We're seeing NaNiwa very carefully poke and prod forward, trying to do damage to those supply depots. We see more force fields going down at the front ramp. ThorZaIN knows that this 1 bunker is absolutely critical. We see more Zealots starting to swing in. Another force field at the ramp. NaNiwa has completely halted all pro production at this point.
And medevacs out. So ThorZaIN is able to load up and bypass the force field, now dropping another bunker. Force field dropped on the ramp, but that is not going to harm ThorZaIN at all. NaNiwa going to work, taking out the supply depots. ThorZaIN has built enough backup that that's not going to hurt him, and NaNiwa has to gear up for another attack. He's building a closer pylon, continuing to drop that force field to force ThorZaIN to use a lot of his micro, a lot of his APM on loading and dropping those units, and to bring the medevacs out of position. He's being so careful. Now there goes the Guardian Shield, moving forward. He puts up the force fields, isolating a lot of the units, isolating the SCVs. Bunker's going to go down. The Marines are out of range, and a lot of damage being done by NaNiwa as he continues to charge forward. 2nd bunker is now up and being repaired, and it looks like he holds. ThorZaIN holds.
It looks like more units are continuing to warp in. Has to be absolutely, unbelievably careful with those medevacs. Does not want to lose any units at this point. This game is not yet decided. We see another advancement forward, but there is only one sentry. One force field gets thrown down, but it is not enough to prevent those SCVs from getting in the way. More units getting unloaded, and NaNiwa is getting deflected. More Marauders, Marines, SCVs all moving to the right, repelling that Stalker play. The food, 93 for ThorZaIN, 61 for NaNiwa, a 35 food lead. NaNiwa now returns to pro production, spending his Chrono Boost back home, getting those extra assimilators, throwing down the double forge. ThorZaIN has done the incredible and held off that all-in so narrowly.
ThorZaIN resisting the urge to do the counter all-in. A very, very smart play. Look at the supplies, 97 to 77. ThorZaIN getting a Hellion into the main base. Going to be able to A, scout everything, B, do a little bit of harassment. He's well aware of the gateway count of NaNiwa. He knows exactly what happened. ThorZaIN has the Ghost Academy up as well. 2 ghosts in production. He's got a lot of units out, and he's got the advantage of 4 medevacs completely drained now, but they're going to be able to build up energy very quickly here. ThorZaIN playing brilliantly to hold that off. I thought it was impossible when the swell of gateway units came in for NaNiwa, but he has held it off and found himself in a very, very strong lead here in game number 6.
And now we see ThorZaIN finally hitting his stride where he's getting ghosts, he's getting medevacs. His medevac count is quite high at this point in time. We already see that there are 6 out on the field right now. Those 2 pesky Phoenixes still doing a little bit of damage. But I love that ThorZaIN's doing these sweeps down at the south end, trying to pick off pylons with this one lone medevac. He's got to be a little careful though, because these Phoenixes are continuing to scour everything and give NaNiwa a little bit of map control.
I'm a little bit worried for ThorZaIN here if he doesn't hit this timing. NaNiwa with 2 forges getting +1/+1, Chrono Boosted, getting the Twilight Council. He's got these 6 gateways continually making units. He's got a bank of 1,300 minerals, which can be turned into units very, very quickly. ThorZaIN probably going to look for a timing here, stimming and moving forward. And yes, it looks like he has decided this is the time. 2 ghosts in this army, a lot of medevacs, 6 medevacs. I don't know if NaNiwa is going to be able to hold this day.
The Marines stimming forward, doing a little bit of preliminary scouting. We see that there are those forges getting that ++ upgrades. NaNiwa building 3 more gateways, bringing his total count to 9. His goal is to just flood with 1/1 zealots, but oh no, he doesn't have charge done yet. It's at 55 seconds, so that means it's going to have to almost take a full 100 seconds to finish, and it looks like ThorZaIN is a little bit closer than that. There's the scan. He's advancing forward. There are not... Oh, a huge EMP! Managing... Oh, another big EMP! Managing to take down the shields on almost the entire army, and there are virtually no force fields left, and ThorZaIN now doing incredible micro. NaNiwa, who has been doing an all-in with 6 gateways, now crumbling at the front. The Phoenixes trying to pick off some of those medevacs, but now NaNiwa having to pull back into his main. His charge is not done. His expansion is going to fall, and ThorZaIN,
oh my God,
he brings it to match point. 3-3. We are tied. We are going into the final game. ThorZaIN, who was on the verge of having a 4-1 loss, now is tying it up. 3-3. Could possibly do the miracle and reverse this match.
This is incredible day. Do you believe in miracles? ThorZaIN doing the unbelievable to hold that intense gateway attack. The force fields were perfectly placed, isolating the ramp, isolating the repairing SCVs, completely losing those bunkers quickly, but he held, reversed it. He's on the reverse sweep warpath. As we said, he hears blood, he tastes blood, he smells blood. He's just got blood flowing everywhere. This is amazing.
And
this is the TSL.
Yeah, what better final match than on Tal'Darim Altar?
Oh my God, it's Tal'Darim.
Yes.
Sorry.
The match where we saw some of the most epic games in the entire TSL, including ThorZaIN against OGS MC. One of the most outrageous displays of skill we have seen in a long time. And now we're going to see if NaNiwa can measure up to MC and manage to take down ThorZaIN on this map. Or will ThorZaIN have worked out all those little kinks in his near perfect play to be able to take this win against NaNiwa? The map is huge. It's all going to be about macro. It's all going to be about decision-making and game sense. We could not have asked for a better final match.
And Dave, we've been playing it up all day, the mental factor going into this match, and it's really hit a boiling point now for NaNiwa. He had 3 chances to put away ThorZaIN, couldn't do it the first time. The second time, it looked like almost a sure win, but shut down by ThorZaIN's incredible control, incredible multitasking, and now he's only got 1 chance left. He's gotta just slow it down, play his game, not fall into the trap of trying to go for a quick win here, and not remember the past. This is it, a best of one for $15,000.
I cannot believe that ThorZaIN managed to perform so brilliantly under the pressure of being one game away from being eliminated twice in a row. The insane, amazing read with that 4 warp gate, canceling his own barracks and going straight for the factory tech, and still being up against a scary 4 warp gate and holding it brilliantly. And in that last game, having the 6 warp gate all in with absolutely no special preparations. The Phoenixes shut down any scouting. ThorZaIN only had his timing and crisis management to rely on, and it was still enough. And now he is taking a moment to recollect his thoughts to make sure he doesn't choke at the finish line, because both of these players now, game point, match point, best of one, as you said.
Yeah, I think it's important to say that ThorZaIN is really slowing it down. Going through your mental pre-game checklist, very, very important. Take a few seconds, calm your breathing down. ThorZaIN said, I remember reading this because it struck home with me as well, saying he almost always goes to the washroom before every game, and I remember that distinctly because I do that as well at every WCG before every game. So now they both joined the game, they both confirmed that they're ready, and they're both playing a best of one for $15,000. And we're going to see who becomes the TSL3 champion in the final game, the final match, right after this.